Welcome, class. I'm Dan Pitts. I'm an associate professor here at UMGC, and I'll be your instructor for CMST 100F, Microsoft Access. A little bit about myself. Been a professor instructor here at UMGC for over 25 years. Married, got two daughters. They're both out of school, gainfully employed, fantastic. My wife and I live in Urbana, Maryland. So let's see, I work for Intelsat. We deploy in the satellite industry. I work on our ground systems, deploying antennas, teleports, tying in a terrestrial backbone, and tying in the internet, that sort of thing. I was in the Navy. I was in about 9 years, was a fighter pilot in the first Gulf War, and got out about 1995. So that's my background. For this course, I want to congratulate everyone that's taking this course. Access can be somewhat intimidating, and the only reason it's intimidating is because it's unlike any other Microsoft product. It's a database, not a spreadsheet, not a Word, not a presentation. It's a database. It's a full-on, very powerful database. And the thing to know about databases are Access is a container, and a database is made up of four basically elements. There's a form that you use to input data. There's tables that store the data. So the form information, when you hit submit or next, stores into a table. Tables can be manipulated by what's called a query to create another view or yet another. It looks like a table, but it's not. It's called a query, but it may not include all the same fields, or may relate between two tables and make an entirely new table or query. And the fourth thing is a report. So let's say you do a query. A table is something like, if you think about a class, you have students, their name, first, last name, address, etc., year, whatever. That could be in a table. A course list could be in another table, and a specific class roster for a specific course and specific students within that course could be a query, right? Where I take all my classes and match up. Hey, I got these students here, and these are my students in this class. And then let's say you like that class roster and you want to print it out, or make it make it some online thing, or maybe I can export it to SharePoint or something. The report is the export of that. Maybe it's that query. So think of it as a container with those different items in it. For the most part, we're going to focus on creating a new database, building up the table, and getting tables working together. We're gonna touch on the concepts of working in Access here. It's a 4-week class. It goes quickly. I recommend you just start getting familiar with the software, reading through the content. Okay, there's links. There's the Access for Dummies. It's very good. Follow along. It's really I can't emphasize enough. Follow along with that course, and open the software while you read it, and just try it and go along. It's almost like a recipe. Go along. There's also lots of help on Microsoft itself for building tables. They're kind of short and sweet to say, hey, how do I create a table? Okay, this is how you create a table. How do I add data? How do I modify this stuff? And be sure to look at what the requirements for the project are. I'll be looking to basically for you to follow that like a recipe, and make sure all those elements are part of your project. If you need to reach me, the best way to reach me is through email or through the instant message within Leo. I'm in Leo out every day. If you instant message me, I'll see the indicator and I'll respond to you that day. But I do work, so it'll usually be at night when I'm working on this stuff. And again, it's a 4-week course, so it's quick. So before you know it, we're going to be halfway through. Project's due at the end of week 2, and the second project's due at the end of week 4, and I cannot accept anything past the due date on week 4. So the weeks start on Wednesdays. They end on Tuesdays at 11:59. So look, I recommend jumping in and participating early. Get your discussions done early in the week, and then start playing around with the software so that you can play with tables, and any questions that come up, let me know and we can work through it, okay? But I can't emphasize that learning databases is just, it sets you apart from your peers at work and at school. If you know how you can work with databases, it can make your life easier. You can let the database do the work for you, and you can they're much more powerful than spreadsheets. What I like about Access is it easily exports to a spreadsheet, so you can maintain your data. If you need to manipulate or do like analysis on that data, like do calculations and things like that, well, export it to Excel and then do the calculations in Excel. Sometimes it's important just to know, use the right tool for the job. Not everything needs to be in a spreadsheet. Not everything needs to be in a database, but it depends on what you're looking to do with your data. And that's part of the learning of this course, what applies and what doesn't. Anyway, look forward to working with everyone this semester, and looking forward to having your reading your introductions, and jump in, have fun. Thanks.